know we're going to find some hotshot out there that really knows how to do this correctly, and then I'll just go back to doing what I do, which is, you know, more of the engineering. So here's what we're going to do. By October, we're going to have all of this in place. My job is to create the momentum and to get us started. I want to talk a little bit about the quick starts. I know this is going to, many of you I know are very much interested in the overall way that you get this done. Now I want to talk about what many of you do in here. We're focusing in on initially 3 quick starts, and we think VEIC has been doing this for 18 years, so they pretty much know that when you go into a house and you do ABC, what kind of energy savings you're going to get. You go into a business, you do DEF, what you're going to get. So they just say how many of this we need and how many of that we need in order to get these energy savings. Low-income multifamily, the definition in the district, even though we're trying to change it a little bit, is any building with 5 or more apartments and, you know, a certain poverty level, that's low-income multifamily. We have gotten them to say, okay, shelters and all that work with low-income people also qualify. So they've agreed to let us do that. We need to pad this in order to get this done because, you know, you don't get a lot of energy savings even when you do this. But the first time out, straight out of the box, we're going to do direct install. Direct install, of course, you know, just going in, changing out lights, changing out, putting in the low flush aspirators and all, changing out the shower heads. Let me just mention right quick that when we did this project in Cape Town, we did direct install, and there was a university that came behind us and did the IV&V. You know, people tend to think that your biggest bang for the buck are the compact fluorescents. We found out in that study that the biggest bang for the buck was the low flow shower heads. And if you think about it, it makes sense. It's less water. You're heating up less water faster. No brainer. So you're saving water and you're saving energy. So this is what we're going to be doing. But when they go in there, now a crew will have a BPI certified foreman. And the crew can be a lot of sizes. But the purpose for having that BPI certified crew leader is when they're in there doing the quick stuff, and we don't want to have to get into anything where we need a permit. So we just want to go in there and do things real quickly, the exit signs, put LEDs in them, do all, you know, wrap hot water tanks. And it doesn't require rocket science. And look at the number of people we can put to work in doing that. But the purpose of the BPI certified person is to come into that facility, work with the building owner, and start pointing out all of the other things that need to be done, because we intend to touch these places 2 or 3 times. We are thinking that we are going to also just go ahead now, because we can do this in D.C., and I think some of you also, is that we are allowed to change out, we can do appliance swaps, and we can do air conditioner swaps. So we think we are going to do that also to get the savings that we want. Commercial building direct install, and this program, by the way, the plan has been turned in, and we're going to start May 23rd with the RFPs on the street, and we are going to hit, I think, close to 800 buildings. The commercial building direct install, the first year right now, it's small stuff. We're going into pizza parlors, laundromats, hair salons, barbershops, storefronts, going in. You know, you walk in, if I walk into your business and say, you know what, I'll change out all of your lights and I'll do ABC for free, I don't think you'll turn me down. So all of these for low-income multifamily and the initial commercial building direct install is all going to be free. All going to be provided by the SEU. The home retrofits, this is a little dicey, and this is really you all, more middle-class people. There have been a lot of free audits done in the district, and then they ran out of money. So one of the things we're going to do is take a look at the audits that have been done, see if they're still relevant, and then come to homeowner and say, well, you know, we looked at your audit, and these people have to have a little bit more training because this is Energy Star work, so we got to have a little bit more training there. But you need windows, you need this, you need that. What can we do? And we're really working with the contractor. What can we do to sweeten the pie to go ahead and do this? And right now, it's not going to be so much money, but we will have enough to get started on home retrofits. And these are what we call our quick starts. We're going to be running around, and we're pretty certain with what we have to do in the kind of housing stock in the District of Columbia that we will be able to do it. And then once they've done the assessment, then we'll come back in the second time, and then come back in the third time, this time with motors and all the other things that have to be done. I just moved into a new building in the district, my office, and in talking to the owner of the building about this contract, he said, oh, he said, I was just getting ready to change out my HVAC unit. He said, are you telling me that you all will help buy down? I said, absolutely. He said, well, I'm not going to do a thing till the contract gets started. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be out talking to people, big businesses, everything. What can we do? How can we buy it down? Because we're serious, and we have the money. It's your money. You paid into the trust fund. So all we're doing is just giving you your money back and trying to solve a problem. So basically where we are now, we're serving all of the residents and the businesses. We intend to, at some time, we're going to leverage resources. The University of the District of Columbia is what's classified, even though it isn't, but it's classified as an HBCU. Under President Obama, the Department of Energy set aside a certain amount of money for HBCUs and MIs for grants. That's historically black colleges and universities and minority-serving institutions. Because they are not like the MITs and the Harvards and the Yales and the University of Pennsylvania and the University of Iowa. They can't write these grants to get these big grants that build these buildings and everything. Many of these schools, the professors are teaching 4 and 5 classes. They don't have time, and then then the schools, the bureaucracy is such that you can't get anything out the door. So one of the things that we are going to be doing, the SEU, with the, we're going to be doing it with the University of District of Columbia, and I've told a couple of others, we're going to, as part of our philanthropy, we're going to help them write the grants. And we're going to help them get their projects off the ground in energy, renewable energy. So we're going to also give back to the community that way. We're also going to be selling our savings into the PJM, which is the big electricity interconnector, and we're also going to be working with Reggie as well. So this is a very sophisticated entity, but also a very down-to-earth. Remember, I said there's a technical component and a social component. As we progress, our programs and our initiatives will get larger. We're going to start off with renewables. At first, they wanted us to wait a couple of years. We said we'd like to get started in renewables sooner. And one of the things that we're going to do is, again, low-hanging fruit. We're going to work with these homeowners who already have their houses, believe it or not, facing the right way with south-facing windows. So, I mean, they have all the makings of a good passive solar house. So we're going to work with them in trying to make it better. That's another thing we're going to do. And part of the education is, and I do a lot of this in South Africa, you know, what is the old saying, if all you had was a hammer, all the whatever would be a nail or something. Everybody is now selling in South Africa. First it was solar panels for lighting. Well, I mean, who has the money to do that? I mean, these people, they can't afford electricity. How are they going to have a solar panel? I mean, it's just, so now we have a lot of people that are coming in now, solar thermal hot water. Again, that's still very expensive. And I asked the question sometime, I'll sit in these meetings and I said, well, okay, what do we need the hot water for? And they look at me. They said, well, You got to wash clothes. I said, I don't need hot water to wash clothes. Well, you got to, wash your dishes. I don't need hot water to wash dishes. Well, I said, the only thing I really need hot water for is to take a shower, take a bath. And the only reason why I want to do that is for comfort. And in the summertime, it could be cold, I'm fine. So we really don't need as much hot water as we think we do. So we are going to adapt. And even here, when people start talking about laundromats, well, we're going to put solar thermal on the laundromat. And you say, for what? So we've got to educate the public and educate ourselves that a lot of these things are going by the back. I'm in the process of upgrading a bathroom, and I'm going to put an Insta-Hot on the shower. Because I just want to see how it works. It's just me, and every now and then a child or something to show up. I really don't think I need to be storing 30 gallons of water. I think it's a waste of money. And I think we all need to start rethinking that. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to grow. We're going to adjust. And another major initiative is market transformation. There's a firm on our team whose name of the company is Institute for Market Transformation. And I think basically we've said that if we get rules and regulations and policy in place, that takes away all the low-hanging fruit. It's done. And the District of Columbia is in the process right now of putting a major act in place that will say you will have to do certain things according to policy and all. So we are transforming the market, and if you can get your rules and regulations correct, a lot of this other stuff just goes by the back, and it's automatically taken care of. So we are also going to collaborate with the utilities. We've already had Washington Gas to come to us. Washington Gas was a competitor, and I don't know why they wanted the program management contract, because they are really a big implementing contractor. They do all of the combined heat and power in the District of Columbia. We have this major complex going in now where they're putting Homeland Security and one of the DOD, one of the agencies, and somebody else, putting them into a huge complex. One complex, by the way, it's all underground. It's very interesting. It's a damn bunker. But millions of people all underground. But Washington Gas did the combined heat and power. So they've come to us and said for the big project, they would like to do that. And we're going to, PACE will probably be rolled into the SEU as well. So we're going to be working with, and everybody knows what PACE is. That's a Property Assessed Clean Energy Program. Fannie Mae, the Fannies and the Freddies. Basically what it was saying is that you could go out and you could get a loan to do energy efficiency measures in your home, and that loan would travel with the house. The Freddies and the Fannies said, oh no, we're not going to be second. That is not going to happen. We're going to be first. So it kind of put the skids on the residential side, but it's still moving forward on the commercial side. So community engagement, as I said, I think is extremely important. And one of the things I'm also doing is when I go out to these meetings, believe it or not, I try not to talk, and that's hard. But I really want to hear what people have to say about how they think this program would help them. So, we have our ideas, but it may not be it. So I really want to hear moving down the line as to what businesses think, what residential people think. Say, well, if it was shaped this way, I would use it. If it was shaped this way, I will. So I'm really right now listening to people and trying to give the information to the technical people and the planners as to how it's going to be done. Like I said, BEIC is a prime, but they're going to move out. BEIC would be more than willing to come to Iowa City, to come to Des Moines and help you set this up. They are doing, they're in Wisconsin right now, Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio was like Vermont. The reason why there's a VEIC is Vermont, that big, had 30 different power companies.